Oh, yes!
Now, for non-autopilot runs, I believe we're on to Baron Grael now. Yes. So I now have all of my Orochi victories, but I have never figured out how to play Baron Grael. So let's get into it. It's going to be tough. So this one, I have made it past Seraph before, but have not beaten the Titans. Got Life Mother's Pyre for duplications, 2 copies of Divinity, and 2 Sanguine Assistants. I will gladly take Sketches of Salvation with Grael. It'll help filter out our erratic assistants. We usually want to get all of those guys out on the board as quick as possible. So, Learning Limb are allies that show up on Baron Grael's floor get permanent scaling. Whereas Living Armory is when we equip Baron Grael, he buffs our other guys. So Baron Grael is 2 wide. I do not have a carry unit right now. And I think Living Armory is asking to have a carry unit Grael is buffing. So I'm going to go for Learning Limb. We'll take a Mind Muddle. So we kind of want to sort of want to fight on the top floor for this, I think. I'm not really sure how we want to handle this exactly. I think what I'm going to do is just... Baron Grael needs to see the most people he can. So I think I need to make sure that his floor is relatively empty so that I can continually put equipment on this floor. So we get the Sketches of Salvation coming in, play another Erratic Assistant here. I think we need to get these divinities out. Make that happen. So whenever possible, I need to find ways of killing off my assistants. But I'm not sure how to do that in a lot of cases. I mean, this will get this assistant to die off. So that's great. I guess this will also get this one to die off. Because every time they die off, I can just put their scissor hands on random things up here to scale up the scissor hands. So I can do that, and then perhaps put the other vampire's tooth out. I don't know if we're actually killing this basic fallen champion, and I might need to get a divinity out right now. Got the boss coming in next wave. There are 2 more erratic assistants in my draw pile, and I probably need to make sure they both die. I think we're just doing that. This is one of those setups where I am asked to compromise between my permanent scaling and doing well in the current fight. I think I might need to put Baron Grael at the head of this line so that these units get time to attack. Because I think that's how we have to kill the boss here. Let's see. If I put this erratic assistant back here, he should get a couple attacking turns in. Probably has to happen. So I allowed a lot of chaff to show up because I had no way of outing backlines there. So we kind of add a lot of problems to the deck. Yeah, that'll show up at the same attack value. We bring you in here. I think I do this, this, this. Okay, we got it. So the thing I have to contest with is how often do I kill off my units so that I can replay their equipment versus versus how many times do I need to let them live. Because allowing them to die and then replaying their equipment on Baron Grael's floor means they can get his Artificer triggered twice. I probably just want the Twisted Assistant here, right? Let's do that. Upbeat Warbler's probably decently strong with what we're doing, I think. If we get Quick paired with the Twisted back, it's getting us closer to having something going. But I do have a situation where all of my stuff is very small. Something else notable here is the Wind Blade can get extra attack from Baron Grael's trigger. I just don't think it's very exciting to do that. Like, I don't know how that helps me. I'm going to take a Warbler because I think it might do something, but I don't know what. Which is distressing. I think we go to the Merchant of Steel to look for Pincushion, because I don't really know how Baron Grael wins without a Pincushion, to be honest. So we have a Frenzy Stone option with no carries. Cool. And there's a Pincushion. Now we have a carry. And now we give him Multi-Strike. Okay. So I think the situation now is... I scale up this Pincushion behind this makeshift golem, so he has, like, somebody to defend him. And then I need to, like, run as much stuff in through Baron Grael as possible, but I also need that stuff to die. So Baron Grael might have to sit on the bottom floor so that the units he's working with get killed. Which might be dicey in some circumstances. But I think it's the way this is supposed to work. That's probably my best guess. I'm also thinking about if I wanted to, like, re-roll for an upgrade or something, but I don't think so. I think I'm going to drop one of my Shield Stewards and one of my Spear Stewards. Because I'm not sure which kind of Steward needs to go away, but I need the Stewards to be out of the decks. They don't get sketched in. I think I can take the challenge here. It seems very doable now that I have a Pincushion. Alright, so I think what we're doing is something like this. Then we do this, and maybe this. And then we go all power to the Pincushion. If I just cause you, I pick up the money. I kind of like an Upbeat Warbler here, because it means we get damage out of our units before they get killed. Next wave, the boss comes in. Okay, so the makeshift golem is getting killed, but I think that's okay. We'll get armor out on the other units. And I think I want to just cause this because he gets killed on quick and it prevents my deck from getting some nonsense thrown into it. So I'll take 2 damage, him coming in. I might need him to stay with the Vampire's Tooth to be able to win, because the lifesteal's meaningful here. Do this. He is not getting there. What about with the Divinity? He is still definitely not getting there. Do I want to restart this fight? And if so, how do I want to play it? Maybe I do the fight over again, but the pincushion plays on the second floor, so that the boss has, like, 1 spikes less. How bad am I doing right now? So I'm doing about 300 damage. So the boss is going to come out with 142 health. That's like 5 interactions with a pyre, um, which is 10 damage per interaction. That loses me the game. I think this is not a lost run, and I need to re-roll this. Like, this doesn't feel like it should be a losing point. So let me just reorganize like this. I want to retry it with a higher priority on killing lurking miscreants. So let me move you up instead of focusing on killing off my Twisted Assistant, and we'll try and use the Twisted Assistant for damage for a while. I'm going to do a similar play pattern with the Twisted Assistants here, though. Okay, we're not collecting the Collector. Am I okay with that? Really not collecting that Collector? Oh, jeez. Probably kind of would be. You know, I can get him if I just pause this to the front, and now I get everything. This lurking miscreant's getting through. I don't have a great spot for the upbeat Warbler to be, so he's just going to go wherever for now. You at the front. I have to choose between the Vampire's Tooth or the Divinity. I'm gonna go for the Vampire's Tooth. It's the greedier play. So we're doing 310 damage this time, which is a much better outcome than it was before. Our guys on the top floor get wrecked pretty fast, but this is no longer lethal to the run, and I still got a good amount of permanent scaling. Let's see. Adding Just Causes here adds just a modicum of damage, right? I get at least 2 damage interactions with the Shield Steward, so these are 2 damage per cast. Let's see. 7. This is no longer a game changer. Looks like it takes 2 pyre interactions for him to die. So it's about 22 damage that we take. We could bring in a Sanguine Assistant, but I think I'm going to go for Pseudoscience. I need something to better enable my Makeshift Golem. With no reanimation, he's really bad. I feel about Rising Rage. It's kind of interesting. I mean, I think I'd feel bad for passing on a Rising Rage and then wanting one later, because I think that's almost certainly going to happen if I pass it. I think I want to find a room at the Merchant of Arms. There's a couple good options, and I do want to see a Pyre Remains, because we're in a pretty fragile state. Cursed Twinblade I think is only mediocre right now, actually. Fight Club is pretty okay. I could re-roll and try to go for a rare room. Because the +7/+7 stats room is kind of nice, given that I spend so much time casting basic erratic assistance. Some of these rooms also scale really nice with the Makeshift Golem. If I get the Slay for Valor room, it probably creates a condition where Pincushion can stand at the front of something. Okay, so we've got the electricity chamber and the shield of wing. Um, the shield of wing might actually be strong on pincushion since his HP keeps going up as we play. Um, this run, it's going to scale a lot better than it did last run because we got, well, we got the pincushion like one round later, but we have up to 5, 6, 8 different equipment that can go onto him during a fight. So he can get up to plus 24 stats per fight. So with a Shield of Wing, he probably winds up doing like 50 to 80 revenge damage during meaningful periods of the game. But I think it's probably lower yield than getting him something like an Organ Harvester. Because if he's going to be killing quite a lot, then Organ Harvester Electricity Chamber gets him into a really safe place. I think I'm going to take the Electricity Chamber because seeing it offered and having no rooms, it should be worth 90 gold. It should be at least that strong. Check this. I've never seen Archus in Ring 3, but I think I have seen the other one where you can sacrifice health. This should be really powerful. I think this is really good. So this does almost nothing for our graft units. Well, once it turns into Cavendish, it does almost nothing for our graft units. But I think the way this interacts with Pincushion, because he's got permanent scaling, is going to be really good for us. I think. I have no freaking clue. So in terms of our long-term planning, we've got Spike's Kale, which also gives health to his guys. The fact that it gives them health is more problematic than anything else. And then we've got Dominion. And I have no idea how I'm going to solve Dominion either. Yeah, I am adrift until I see my rare drafts at the end of Archeon. We'll have to see what the rare spell and rare unit do for us. I think I'm going to arrange the way I did last round. So we've got 40 Double Strike. I'm going to get the Twisted Assistant out and dead early. Pseudoscience got Lifesteal. That's a bit of a miss. Just Cause. This is the Siphon variant. Unfortunately, I think we're killing this whole row. Yeah, so he's going to get to Siphon a lot, but we're doing a lot of damage to him. Let me just bring out the Electricity Chamber here for now. I'm not sure if this is the correct long-term home for that room, but that's how I'm going to play it for the moment. Yeah, I need to put something else in front of Grael, or he gets killed on the third attack here. Just do this, Grael survives. I could keep the Twisted Back on for the Trample, but I think I go with the Vampire Teeth instead for the permanent scaling. Looks like we're not getting punished for that right now. I probably want to block an attack up here next round. And if that doesn't pan out, then that's okay. Yes, there's the attack blocked. Let's see. Quick on this floor probably saves me a bunch of damage. And I can just focus on scaling. See, we survive a little longer with the Spear Steward in front. I gotta think of if that's worth the trouble. The Spikes is okay there. I think I'm gonna need the Just Causes here. Our next draw has a Rising Rage. We have no more equipment to play. don't think I've got a floor overpacking strategy in the works. If I play the Spear Steward behind Grael, it gets killed anyway. If I play the Spear Steward in front of Grael, this unit gets killed. The Spear Steward dies and Grael doesn't die. But I'm trying to think of, like, is it useful for me to preserve Grael? Yeah, Rising Raging Grael gets me 1 blocked hit. This is probably the way to play this. We lost our banana on like this last round. It's terrible. So I think we move up here and we double Just Cause. No, Just Causing Grael here doesn't ever allow him to take more hits. What we need to do here is Just Cause you so that we get another block in. And I think I put Grael in front of you as well. So this way, the pincushion gets to attack 3 times. Please give me a reanimate. That is not a reanimate. That is bad. That is very bad. So on the top floor, he cleans us in 2, right? In 2 hits. How do I fix this? We just gotta send it and hope. So he kills the Shield Steward in 1. He gets hit for 25. And that appears to be all she wrote. I have no units left. Both of my pseudosciences missed. This is the unfortunate thing about pseudoscience. It never gets you what you want. Well, he's going to hit Pyre once, and then he's going to go down, and he's going to hit Pyre for 33. Yep. That's where we're at. Because this play doesn't matter, because the Shield Steward dies too fast. Okay, that's pretty rough. Ooh, boy. Both of these are really good, important picks to have. I'm gonna go with the Blood-Soaked Arena, because I think the Valor is gonna be my only way of keeping my units up. Yeah, I think we grab TSA here, and our game plan is that we just get... all we need to do for TSA is put a Scissor Hand on him that gets his attack up to 50. And I think that's viable. Alright, what's our setup? I think Grael is probably sitting alone on the top floor. But I don't know how to get rid of the assistants that I'm playing with Grael. And that's a big problem. I need the TSA on the bottom floor. It might be TSA with Grael and assistants all on the same floor, which probably means that we're forced into taking Heaven's Light. No. Like, TSA is probably unplayable without Hell's Flame. So if I don't take Hell's Flame here, our initial deployment is TSA, Pincushion, Grael, and that's it. Does that work? Maybe that works. I think I have to say that works because we've got sketches. And we're going to go for size. So I think I need to be playing assistants with Grael and TSA all on the same floor. Alright, we get Cavendish. I've never had Cavendish get destroyed. I don't know if anything else happens after that, if Cavendish does get destroyed. I don't know if there's an Ultra Cavendish or if you're just screwed. I think I need the Pyre Remains, but the Merchant of Steel is really good. I have another Pyre Remains option up here if I get past Ring 5. So maybe we just send it on, we get past Ring 5. Pincushion is going to turn into a one-man wrecking crew that stands on his own and just, like, plays the game in the Blood-Soaked Arena. So he probably needs a defensive upgrade at some point. Okay, reanimation lab. Do we want the reanimation lab more than we want the electricity chamber? I don't think it's really important for us to take that, and I don't think we abuse it any better. So I'm going to skip. We can grab multi-strike for the TSA. It makes him a lot easier to play with. I'm going to grab Titan Stone for the pincushion. I think that puts him in a good spot. And I don't think we have anything to duplicate here, unfortunately. Like, the card duplicator has been very sad. We're really looking for, like, a powerful spell like Brain Transfer that we could duplicate. So It Hungers is the Grael carry variant, and it actually does cooperate with Artificer decently well, because you scale up your units, and then Grael eats them and takes their attack. But I think we're going Learning Limb too, because we found the pincushion. The pincushion and the TSA together should both work well with Learning Limb. But once again, I have no idea how to play Grael. So if I take this Penitent Prayer Stone, naturally, it kills all of my goddamn assistants super trivially. It takes 3 interactions for it to kill off the Test Subject Alpha. The Test Subject Alpha does 45 damage over the course of those 3 interactions. And Grael will do about 40 damage in that time. It's got 100 health. That probably means that this kills the Test Subject Alpha without me killing it, which is probably non-viable. I think that's a scenario that makes us take more pyre damage that we can't afford. So I think I'm setting up like this. Sketch. And I'll move this guy to the front of the line later. I can, no, I can't play Divinity here. It's one of those with Assignment Assistant. Okay, so, this goes to you. This goes to you. And then we bring out more guys. This is even more effective on him, so we'll put that there, put this here, bring out more assistance, just pause you. It looks like the TSA is kind of solving everything. I'm gonna do this, although it's not necessarily... I don't know if this is the best, because the Blood-Soaked Arena might be better down here with the Test Subject Alpha killing everything. I don't know. And then we would theoretically pick a round where the Test Subject Alpha kills everything, where he can sit at the front and armor cash in his murder. We're also not killing off our erratic assistants now, because nothing's surviving this attack. I don't want to waste those. Okay, yeah, so... Oh, 2 of these get killed, but... I don't get to replay them, so I lose pincushion scaling. So what we're going to do is move him out of here so that Ajax kills the entire floor. Death before we lose scaling. Okay, we got spikes. So this buys us another 9/9 on our pincushion. Pretty relevant. And hey, we get to drop our Calcified Ember. I'll take it. Did we miss any other scaling? No, we got all our... Well, we missed 1 unit worth of pincushion scaling, and we equipped 2 things to the Test Subject Alpha. Otherwise, it's pretty good. Weaponized prosthetic is okay here. Spiky skin is also okay. I don't think either of these are really necessary, though. I'm just gonna skip. I'm concerned about adding too much nonsense to the deck. I like a Benediction. I think that might save us in some cases. Let's see. I think we're probably not looking for a Merchant of Steel right now, because we have 2 meaningful units, and they have 3 upgrades between them. I don't really want a Banished Banner. I don't think it helps. But the Empyrean Well also doesn't do very much for me. Unless I want to get 2 Blood-Soaked Arenas and forget about the Electricity Chamber, I don't hate that idea. I'm not crazy about it either. I think I want to remove these 2 Stewards, so the Unstable Vortex is good. The Merchant of Magic might make Pseudoscience actually help. Maybe there's a game plan we do with Rising Rage, but I don't know what it should be, other than maybe a Permafrost. I really don't know what we're doing with upgrades. If we run over there, we would probably just get, like, health on the Test Subject Alpha. Maybe a Reanimate on the Makeshift Golem, but the Makeshift Golem's a really low priority play right now. Check this. Holdover Intrinsic. Usually I'm really excited about doing an Intrinsic Rising Rage. I think what I'm going to do is Holdover Pseudoscience, and then re-roll into -1 cost Pseudoscience. And that's pretty mediocre. I'm really not certain about that play. I'm going to remove one of the divinities, because we're having a very, very difficult time playing divinity this run. And then I'll remove a Spear Steward. I don't want to duplicate the holdover Pseudoscience we just made, because I don't want more holdovers. But I think I like duplicating the Twisted Assistant, so I can try to get Twisted Backs out onto more of my important units. So if I have more energy, I can put these 2 out in deployment, so the Shield Steward's less of a priority for me, because I know I'll be taking energy after Kale. Put this out here so I won't need to redraw him. I'm going to let the Pseudoscience go by this time, because I don't want to keep drawing it. I put him at the front, because I want to get rid of him. I'll put him up here. So, the problem I've got with my game plan right now is that I'm really sorely lacking the ability to remove any of my own units. And I need to do that in a lot of circumstances. Now, that is also a reason to go Devour Grael. I know that a unit dies over here basically once per round. It looks like we're losing 1 here. I'm going to Rising Rage him so I can collect that. Okay, we got more Scissor Hands there. That's good. I'm going to put out one of the Twisted Backs here. Once we Twisted Back him, he starts ramping a lot. He's gotten buffed up enough to take out this Executioner, and the second Executioner is a problem. Try and get some damage out on that. So, let's see. This is a 15 attack Erratic Assistant. 35 attack, Twisted Assistant. I think the play here is actually we Rising Pincushion, and he takes out everything that hits this floor, and then we use this floor to help kill off our boys. I should have played that other unit down here on this floor. Because I missed a an artificer trigger by not doing it that way. Looks like we're almost killing the Undying one, and I think the pincushion just beats him up on the top floor. Like, I could put the makeshift golem out here. I think it trims out some, a couple reanimates if I do. I think it's kind of annoying that you can't see, like, reanimate losses in the previews. I would really like to see, the change in reanimates. Put that for scaling, and we're done. So that could have been optimized further, but that was a pretty safe fight. And we're getting into our Pyre Remains now. Faulty Body, Acid Shower, Risky Op. Why is Risky Op showing +10 again? Oh, that's right, that's right. Risky Op isn't the one that got nerfed. The one that got nerfed was the Advance. It was some other kind of operation. But the one that advances them and gives them extra attack and lifesteal was the one that got nerfed. Oh, what do I want to do here? So Risky Op, of course, is still good with Test Subject Alpha. I don't think Acid Shower does very much for my game plan. So Test Subject Alpha in this build doesn't have his own scaling. I have his scaling in other places. Pincushion is coming along nicely. So this looks like multi-strike 30, but my Twisted Backs are worth about 30 each, and my Scissor Hands are getting up there. I'm going to take this. I don't know if I need it or if it's good. Heaven's Word is very interesting, and I haven't played it before. I commented earlier on the Shield of Wing being quite strong on Pincushion, and that's still true, but I don't know if it's as strong as applying a Twisted Back. I don't think the lead Songbird is very good. We're not very good at putting out Artificer. So, let's see. Heaven's Word is strange. It picks up an entire floor. It feels like a really, really stellar card with Talos. And Talos honestly needed more support cards, so pretty good. I mean, Talos needed more support cards because Talos is just really hard to get working and playing. I think this is really good when you have like a dance floor car or something like that. You just want to put a crap ton of units in one spot. But I don't think that's what we're playing. I'm just going to skip. I think the Shield of Wing is probably the best pick there in the current game state. So we go Pyre Remains, we get a Merchant of Trinkets. Seems good for me. I really wanted to visit a Pyre Remains, so we're going to do that. There's a lot to like here. All of these picks are valid, actually. I think Inferno Room we probably can't make work at this point, so it's got to be either the Combustion Suit or the Boiler Room. Combustion Suit is pretty solid with a multi-striking test subject. It's probably still weaker than the tested back that I've already scaled up. It's nice that it's +10, +10. So what do I get out of the Boiler Room? Well, not a lot right now. If I find an X-cost spell after Kale, though, the Boiler Room goes crazy. I'm going to speculate on Boiler Room. I think it's likelier to do more for me. Frenzy Tesia is amazing here. Is it a Pyre Tab? I don't know if it's a Pyre Tab. Pyre Tap can be surprisingly good. Just don't think Pyre Tap gives us a lot more power here, so we're going to move on. I don't think it's worth the gold right now. Very excited about Frenzy Tesia. So I'm going to keep going with the same setup. It's going to make Kale spawn here initially. We definitely need energy after Kale. So we got an upbeat Warbler. I'm going to bring in the Boiler Room, because it essentially is going to print us energy forever. Bring these in. Bring you in so that Kale goes upstairs. I meant to put him behind the Sanguine Assistant, but it's fine. Okay. Let's see. I'm nervous about equipping this Twisted Back immediately, but I think I have to do it, because I need this Chosen Supplicant to be gone. So it's going to make it very difficult for us to remove our erratic assistants and such. Just going to bring in a makeshift golem here. I'm going to let the Shield Steward fall down. I think I'm going to let these guys go past, because I want to play more units on Grael's floor. But I don't know what kills on this floor anymore apart from Kale themselves. Thankfully, this round we have Kale themselves. Okay, so I can Rising Rage units out of this floor, and they can get killed on the second floor when Kale attacks, and it helps me sneak in more stuff. Also going to put you at the front up here. And I don't really need that to be anywhere right now, so I'm just going to get rid of it. Scale him. Let's see here. I don't really want to be holding over the pseudoscience yet, I don't think. I don't want to play the Benediction yet, because I don't want damage shields. It will prevent my units from dying promptly. I've got a lot of speculative picks for later fights where I'll be under more pressure. Of course, means that in these lower pressure fights, I have a lot of plays that I just don't make. Two more waves. Let's see, Kale will be going to one of these floors next. So let's make sure that Kale is getting a kill when he goes to one of those floors. There we go. That will help me scale. I don't think I need to remove anything else from this floor, because I have no more units to draw, so I don't need a Rising Rage here. All Divinity again. This is probably the time to start pseudosciencing and risk-opping. Risky-opping. Kale might be dying on this floor. Yeah, we've got him. I want the scaling from these two, so I'm going to move you out of the way, so that Kale doesn't get the kill here. He's going to get some spikes. I think that's okay. At his current health total, the pincushion solos him. Especially after another round of Benediction. Benediction would be a rad card to Echo Vault. Scissor Hands, Vampire Tooth, Pseudoscience. Yeah, we've got him. He spikes, kills the test subject at some point, but it's fine. Okay. Okay, we've got a lot of power here. I'm almost certainly going for Brain Transfer. Yeah, it's gotta be Brain Transfer. Minds of Their Own is definitely very powerful, but I'm having such difficulty killing off my own units that Brain Transfer is guaranteed to help. And Brain Transfer is not consumable either, so that's just power. It's probably not a Merchant of Arms. I think a Merchant of Magic is pretty good. Let's see. We can get an Eternal Stone. We have nothing consumable. We could Smolder Stone something and then Eternal Stone it. We do that on either Divinity, Benediction, or Brain Transfer to make them all a lot easier to play. So let me think about that for a moment. upgrade the champ. Gonna go Learning Limb 3. This is also the one that gives Grael the best stat line, I believe. His Devour stat line might be better, I'm not sure. Not 100%. 40-80 is pretty solid. Let's see, where are we? Where are we at? Pincushion's putting in some work. Makeshift Golem and the Shield Steward will probably be coming out more often now that I have more energy. So often in this case, I like to Eternal Smolder Divinity, and I do think the Pincushion's going to start looking really good with that done. Our ideal brain transfer might be that we keep brain transferring the Makeshift Golem, and we try to fish for reanimates out of Pseudoscience, and then we brain transfer him onto Pincushion several times. Yeah, I think we can play brain transfer every single time it hits our hand with great results. So I'm going to make it very easy to do that. And then I'm going to make it twice as easy to do that. I haven't clicked this card duplicator the entire time, and it's kind of burning a hole in my pocket. It's like making me antsy to not play it for so long. Let's see. Do we go harder? Do we duplicate the Pseudoscience, maybe? Maybe I find a better Reanimate card, and then I duplicate that in the next ring. So I've got one more card draft to look at. And then... I don't have another Merchant of Magics. This is the most upgraded my spells ever get to be. The Merchant of Steel is probably good. It can get us possibly Dualism on the Makeshift, and definitely Reanimate on the Makeshift. That can be guaranteed. That's paired with the Forgotten Boons, which is ideal, and the Empyrean Well, which gets us another free duplication. I think we roll with this for now. At this Empyrean Well, I might just duplicate another Twisted Assistant. It's either that or the Pseudoscience. I'm going to duplicate the Pseudoscience. I think we need 2 Pseudosciences for them to start to do what they need to do. I think I can take this Pyre Dampener. I can definitely play at 3 energy, and my deployment will still be 5 with this. The Frenzithesia helps, once again. It was definitely a key upgrade to find. I'm going to bring out the Shield Steward, because I think it's the #1 unit I don't want to sketches in. This is actually the ideal placement for the Golem, but I have ways of correcting the placement. I'm going to put the Warbler here. Okay, so we're quick sweeping the Rage Wings. So this is Savagery's Assault, so I do need my test subject to get Crunk, but even this first Scissor Hands will get him enough power to quick sweep all the Chosen Assassins that will come in. Boiler Room. Scissor Hands. We brain transfer this assistant. We should put his power onto Grael. Then we bring this in. Scissor Hands here. Drop this. I need you at the front of the line. This is going to get you to start ramping. We will start playing the Pseudoscience. Once he gets Reanimates, we can start brain transferring. I think it's going to be Divinity to keep you safe. I need you to tank. And then it's kind of the same story over here. And I can brain transfer this just to, like, keep the game plan running. I'm actually just going to put this onto Grael to scale the equipment, overscaling the pincushion. Sacrilege. Next, Scissor Hands. I need Trample on the pincushion. Bringing that in. Electricity Chamber's gone spare. Speculation didn't pan out. Don't know how I'm dealing with this amalgam. I don't have a game plan for it right now. Okay, let's see. It's gonna have about 190 health left. That would be 60 plus 70, drop his health by 130. Probably takes us to only, probably makes us take only 6 fire damage. Gonna roll with that. Yeah, so we're able to quickly make any floor incidentally strong while we have this equipment circulating because Grael scaled everything in the deck, basically. It's kind of a funny after effect of this build. I can also like throw out these benedictions, which is a neat little factor I thought I would showcase momentarily. So I am regretting, I should have put a health upgrade on this because we've got Dominion coming up, and I have not solved the Dominion. So I need to think about that. Pseudo, we found the reanimates, which means we can brain transfer this. So the funky thing is, we really want to put equipment on him before we brain transfer, because the equipment stats can be copy-pasted several times. This is probably an okay scenario. So we're kind of losing this fight because the test subject alpha doesn't have the health to deal with the spikes, so he gets killed in the second interaction there. What I want to do here, I think, is probably brain transfer one of these nerds. And then I can slap the graft equipment onto the makeshift golem. Let me try that here. And then I'm presuming I draw a brain transfer in the next set, which will allow me to brain transfer this. Which will also move all the reanimates over, but not kill the unit. If I remember correctly. It didn't happen, but we've got the kill. So that's fine, we send that. I forgot the holdovers are going to restrict my draw there. Double holdovers kind of rough. We're in that position where we're undeniably strong, but I don't know if we're strong enough. I don't know if Replicator Ray helps. A lot of power is on the equipment. So this is a lot more costly than it usually is. I don't think adding a Puffer Flesh changes much about the game. I'm going to grab a Mixology. There are a few ways that can help. Punk Shredder does give me a little bit more flexibility in what equipment I have on which units, since I can always have Trample on the pincushion. The pincushion is like showing as if it's got 140 attack, but really, the pincushion's attack probably has one of these attached to it, so it's actually like 180 double strike rage building, which is about where it has to be. So the problem with adding a Punk Shredder or a lead Songbird is we're running into Dominion, and Dominion probably just makes him die. We're going for this Merchant of Steel. Definitely. So we can get 20 extra health on a couple of things. Well, we can get 20 extra health on one thing. I want to get Reanimate for the Makeshift Golem. We're probably getting 20 health on the TSA. TSA is a little too important to let it go. So we're not getting extra health on any of these guys. I think I'll take a Deadly Plunge. There's a few different options about playing a Deadly Plunge here. Alright, I am really not sure how we get through this alive. We don't really have angels running around. Titan's Edict is okay. Let's check out what else we have here. This is a very, very late Blood of the Apex, but it might still be worth it. We might need to come back and look at that. So I could get a third upgrade onto the pincushion. Take a moment. We dualism the makeshift golem. We heartstone the test subject alpha. I don't like smidge. The strength stone probably isn't good enough. We take a reroll. We get the guaranteed reanimate onto the makeshift golem. I could immortal stone something. That's actually pretty good, I think. I wonder if we're immortal stoning. We could immortal stone the makeshift golem if we go back and buy the Pyrestone housing. Maybe the game plan here is we immortal stone the makeshift golem, and we just keep playing and brain transferring this guy until the pincushion wins the entire run. I think that is a pretty cool idea. I think that idea is more likely to win the run than anything else I'm thinking about right now. Alright, Versatile Ember Staff should be pretty good. I really want the card draw. And, endless units really enable Versatile Ember Staff. It's kind of bad without having an endless unit to play it with. Because you'll run out of units and you'll stop being able to trigger it. Because usually you're triggering it with, like, Blight, Spell, something else. But everything else that fits the something else category, you'll run out of them unless you're either playing Reform or Endless. The other thought I had there was maybe to Endless the Upbeat Warbler so that I can not lose it. Endlessing a Graft unit is useless because it doesn't have its equipment when it comes back. Its grafted equipment actually separates. And if you play it and then re-equip it with its graft unit, you will not strip it back off again. It's a little restrictive. I mean, I can get 8 free Valor on something. I guess 8 Valor on the pincushion is not bad for 20 gold. We can duplicate a card. I think the answer here is duplicate Brain Transfer. Because I think this is one of those situations where we win the run by being the most ridiculous and psycho we can possibly be. And the most psychopathic thing I can imagine is that we get 4 copies of this stupid card, and we just hope that this does everything. And to be fair, I think we're in the right position for that card to do all the work and possibly win the run. We'll call this our makeshift game plan. All right. I need to make sure I have assistance at the front of the line forever. Right, he dies because of the corruption trigger, and he dies because of the attack. I can benediction this row, or this row. Like, wherever I benediction, it's saving me a good amount of headache. I think I'm going to benediction here so these guys live a little longer and put a little damage out. Okay, there's a Scissor Hands. Boiler Room goes out. I need the test subject's attack to kill the Chosen Supplicant. If we do that, that makes this look a lot better. The corruption's going to start in. The brain transferring begins. Yeah, so it kills him once, burns a reanimate to keep him alive, then it transfers the remaining reanimates. I think pseudoscience is not useful to us anymore, so we're going to let that go. Okay. Brain transfer again. So we're stacking armor as well onto the row when we do this. It's kind of goofy. We need a Twisted Back on you. We can get the Makeshift Golem back. We can Brain Transfer him again. And since he comes in with 2 Reanimates, we are actually building up Reanimates and building up armor on the pincushion. Go for this. Go for a couple goons down here. I want to give Baron Grael something that's going to keep him in the fight, so we'll just keep him lifestealed. He probably only ever gets to hit the boss. I think everything else gets killed super fast. We're probably giving up on this floor here. Just gonna do this. Keep Scissor Handsing you. Divinity. We can play this risky up. That'll refresh him. Just Causes and a Mixology. I think it's interesting that Mix-a-Lot you give up control over, but Mixology you get to control. That being said, like, it's 2 mixes for 2 energy or 5 mixes for 3. Like, Mix-a-Lot's a really fun card. And that's a newer one. That came in with the latest patch. We're up to 200 attack on the test subject Alpha. Love to see it. We're going to go quick here. Gonna Brain Transfer you. Do that. 3 draws. Do this. Do I want a Vampire's Tooth somewhere that doesn't have it? I don't think so. I think I'll just do this. Let's see. Deadly Plunge can target any unit, but it's not very useful right now. We're getting good damage into Seraph now. Since we sweep the entire row immediately, we get the sweep damage and then Grael's hit, whatever Grael's hit goes for. Let's see. I could give out another Scissor Hand. I think I'm not gonna. Actually, we're gonna Scissor Hand back here. If I can keep dunking the Makeshift Golem, the Upbeat Warbler actually gets to stay alive because of the armor output. Speaking of armor output, this Deadly Plunge is worth like 650 damage. It's pretty rad. Even for a consume card, it's pretty good. I can safely risky up on any floor I want. I'm going to do it here. I'm concerned about this test subject Alpha. He doesn't have this support structure going on. Are we into pseudosciencing yet? Nope. Pseudosciencing reduces my abusive brain transfers. Oh, I don't have a brain transfer abuse in hand. I can go for Twisted Back. So that's Equipment, Blight, Spell. Into Divinity, sure. Ramp the Valor. I'm gonna damage shield the hit, which unfortunately I think doesn't stop the corruption doubling. So Grael's gonna go up to 16 corruption. I mean, more, the action applies first, then the doubling. It's actually kind of disgusting. Holy crap, we're killing on this floor. I guess this test subject Alpha really is that powerful, even though he's at 12 corruption, and I don't think he's getting to attack twice. Just for kicks, I'm gonna look at what this looks like. So we can do this first, and then do the brain transfer, to like get twice as much damage shield for our buck. Then we would do that and look at this, and then I guess this actually buys us an extra +3/+3 on our pincushion. Yeah, he just, the boy hits too hard. I mean, I was talking earlier about runs where the TSA is involved but isn't the star. It's very difficult to walk that line. You give the TSA double strike, and he's gonna solo runs. Alright, I think this run really came together in ways I wasn't expecting. I was nervous for big chunks of this. This is also a really great success story for Sketches of Salvation. Although, This is exactly how far I came the last time I played Grael Banished. I didn't beat the Titans last time. Let's show them what for. Unfortunately, we get trampled over here. Grael's going to be in danger for a while. The brain transference begins. We're going to allow the Curse of Entropies to hit us for a while, I think. Because we're still working with the weak TSA on round 1. So I'll give him some Scissor Hands, and that gets our scaling started. Do the brain transfer and then bring him back out. Doesn't matter where I play the Firelight. Play it any old place. And I think I'm going for Mixology. Blast Infusion's not great. Just throw a little sap on you. Probably more valuable to sap the top 4 in that case, but it's fine. We might not have Grael with us for very long this run. That one's a waste. We can put you back here. Yeah, I don't have a way to save Grael from these attacks, but I don't think he's doing much for us anyway. Let's try and get some Valor up on the test subject. Right, I suppose we are in a one-floor, super-floor scenario. This is our one and only super floor. Benediction's only damage shield 1. I don't know if it saves us from this. It does not. The Erratic Assistant Brain Transfer won't save us from this either. Okay, so if I need to redo the fight, what I might need to do is play the Makeshift Golem on the bottom floor sometimes to Brain Transfer him onto those nerds. So they can also benefit from this juicy, juicy Makeshift Golem goodness. For now, though, I will play that there. Also gets me that, which still doesn't block the savagery damage. If I had played that out before Benediction, it might turn out differently. I'm not sure exactly how that interacts. Because I don't know how the damage shield interacts with Trample. Okay, we're down to one floor then. Get the Twisted back out for the Trample. Don't like these. Looks like we're not taking damage on the Golem. I'll do this. He will retain those stats through all the brain transferring. So I need to see if I trample through to kill these guys without sweep. Yes, we do. And then some. So that's good. I'll play these guys down here in a boiler room. Seem to have a lot of Curses of Entropy going on. I think we're still on track to win on about round 9. Okay, now is when we give you some stats. Yep. Let's do that. This is fine too. Check for a reanimate. Didn't get it. That's okay. We'll let him die. Unfortunately, his equipment will stay dead. So we only get to transfer the equipment one time. If I waited for him to pick up reanimates again, we could transfer that equipment stat block multiple times, but it's okay. We don't need it that badly. Gave him an extra reanimate. Good. Okay, I didn't want him to still be at positive hit points there. We can play all of our entropy nonsense that we get from here on out. So we're just going to get Pyre Hunted 2 more times, hit for about 6 more damage from the top, and then we should be okay. That's an irrelevant play, actually. Let's see. This does not matter very much. I'm going to let the pseudosciences drop. It's not, like, super clean or healthy, but we should win this turn. Here we go. Yeah, we definitely had just enough raw momentum to do that without being super careful. Like I said earlier, we could have made an adjustment of playing the makeshift golem down on the first floor, and brain transferring him on his second life. We also could have used him as a tank in certain circumstances because he's endless, so that's fine too.